Hey, I'm just outside the Tadpole Tearoom, which is just outside of Canterbury, and we're basically having half a day off today, so we've just come for a little tea and then we're going to walk from here to the pig and walk around the vegetable garden. We're on our little stroll now, we're stretching our legs and we're heading towards the pig, which is a really nice hotel, I guess. It's a hotel, isn't it, with a really nice restaurant, and they sort of grow all their food on the land. It's the kind of place you go for a special occasion. It's really lovely. George and I are doing camera school, so we're teaching ourselves more about cameras and lighting and all that kind of stuff, and I've brought my camera with me today because I just want to practice. Fine doing all the theory, but you're only going to learn by doing, so we're doing. I've just been doing some journaling and I thought I would just come on and chat to you about just some things that have been on my mind recently actually. I did some work in London yesterday and I was freaking out so much about it afterwards. It's a new thing, I'm helping someone out with their content, and I just had so many negative thoughts come up for me, sort of like, why am I doing this, and I'm not good enough, and I have no confidence, and just all the negative self-talk and just a lot of self-doubt and imposter syndrome came up for me. And last night I just couldn't sleep because I was just going over everything in my mind and like worrying, even though it was just day one. And I guess I have my adult voice that tells me that it's just day one and you're finding your feet and you don't have to have everything figured out from the get-go. And then there's this other side of me that's very anxious and like gets worried about everything and wants everything to be absolutely perfect, doesn't want to put a foot wrong. And that's just not how we progress, that's not how things work. And I think if we were perfect from the very beginning, then what would be the point? You know, we'd never get a sense of achievement. It's just not how life works, is it? It's not how life works like that. So I've been trying to journal. I've actually let journaling slip quite a lot. I can get into a really good habit with it and sort of be doing it. I sometimes just put it on my pillow to remind myself to do it before I go to bed, and I'll write a gratitude list and I'll journal about the day, or I would do it in the morning. But recently I've been trying to get into so many other habits that journaling and stuff like that has really slipped off the radar. And I can definitely feel it in myself because I've noticed that when I'm not doing something, like if I have a day off, then I spend the day feeling quite anxious and quite, yeah, just feeling really anxious. So I feel like I'm trying to keep really busy during the week so that, well, because I have lots of things that I want to achieve, but also because I want to not think about things, and it's very easy to just keep going and not, and ignore any feelings that might come up and you might be feeling. And I think a big thing for me that does come up when I stop is not feeling very successful and beating myself up about that and just thinking, what's the point in doing this? Like, what's the point in doing YouTube? What's the point in putting content out? What's the point in doing all these things? Because you're a failure and it's silly and it's not going to go anywhere and having all those feelings. So those feelings come up. So it's like I'm either doing it and I'm fine and I'm happy and I'm really busy, or I'm stopped and then I have to sort of really think about the possible consequences of my actions. I think a lot of us do have imposter syndrome and don't feel good enough, and that's why I wanted to share this. I was actually watching an interview with one of my favourite YouTubers, and she was saying that she feels like her stuff isn't really very good enough, and she's so far away from where she wants to be. And I was just so shocked, because to me her YouTubes feel like a film. Yeah, and it's so surprising to me that she feels like that, and it was kind of comforting, because then it made me think, well, maybe there are things that I don't see. Not that I'm comparing myself to her at all, because I definitely know that my stuff is nowhere near that level, but in other elements of my life, maybe there are things that I don't see that other people are looking at, thinking, oh my gosh, she's so good at that, or she does this and it's amazing, and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm rubbish at everything. So I'm obviously having all these feelings and they're making me feel anxious when I stop and take a moment. So I think I need to get back into journaling and sort of really try and process the feelings and process why I'm doing these things. And actually George and I were talking the other day about this, like, I think you hear this a lot on social media, on channels, when everyone's like, you've got to have like this really big why, like why do you want to do things? And it can make you feel like a really rubbish person if you don't have this big why. And we were talking about, because we're both creative people and we want to do creative things, and we were saying, like, isn't it just enough that you kind of just feel like that's what you're called to do? It's not like this massive thing where you want to save the world, or, you know, you want to do it because you feel like you would do it if it didn't make you any money. You do it every single day for the rest of your life, which like might be true, but just like saying, well, I don't know, it just feels right. Like that just feels like what I should do. Like I feel like I have a bit of a talent for that, so it feels right. And that isn't enough. And then there's all these people, like these gurus on social media, telling you that you need to have a why, because if you don't have a why, then you're never going to make it and you're never going to be as successful, and you're a really bad person. So yeah, that was just something that I have been thinking about and wanted to share, because maybe you can relate to that too. A final thing that I've been thinking about actually is just being more open, basically, and showing more of myself and my personality online, because I think there's a fear, like if you show too much, or you're going to get criticised for that, or like people might be negative. But I actually am quite a wear my heart on my sleeve kind of person, and I do like to talk about things and talk about my emotions, and I think that's how I process a lot of stuff as well. And I feel like that's how you connect with people. So I've kind of just decided that I am going to try and be a bit more open and honest on these vlogs about how I'm feeling, and it doesn't all have to be like I'm having a perfect day and everything's fine, and like I'm not going to show you too much because I don't want to upset anyone, or I don't want to trigger someone, or I don't know, all those kinds of things, because I just have to be myself, and some people are going to like that and some people are not, but that's better than just trying to be liked by everyone, or just trying to be perfect, I guess, in a way, like trying not to put a foot wrong, because if I'm too open, then I think you know what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of what I've been writing in my journal, and I need to just keep telling myself that, well, either just having forgiveness for myself, and like I'm always learning and always developing and always, you know, there's always room for improvement, which is a good thing and an exciting thing and a normal thing. And there's also I just need to have more self-confidence and more authority as well. Like when I go into situations and when I'm doing social media stuff, to have more confidence and authority and be like, no, this is what, because I've been doing it for quite a while, and not that I know everything, but I do know stuff. So just going with that and just being more authoritative and taking the lead a little bit more, because I always tend to like step back and let other people take the lead, or wait for someone to tell me what to do. and I don't think I'm going to get very far by doing that. So I just need to keep telling myself and using affirmations to just tell myself that, you know, I can do this and I've got good experience, and yeah, just keep telling myself that I am confident and like faking it until I make it too, because I do think that you can fake confidence and then it'll help you be more confident. With all that said and done, I am going to leave the vlog here for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I was feeling pretty tired after my journey to London because I had to get up at quarter to 5 yesterday, and then got back about 8 p.m. and it was a lot of thinking and a big day and a lot of walking, so I did almost 30,000 steps. So I was feeling a little bit tired today, so I hope you enjoyed the vlog regardless of that, and thank you so much for being here, because I do love YouTube. It's my favourite, so thank you so much for being here, and if you did like it then please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel and all that nice stuff, because it really helps. So thanks, see you in the next one, bye.